Hello and welcome to the November 2023 Erupt a Dolphin e-update. I'm Charlie Phillips. This month I'm having a look back at my 2023 dolphin season, and a pretty good year it turned out to be, despite the weather trying its best to scupper my plans with strong winds and rough seas some days. Dolphin activity at Chanonry Point started quietly as usual in the spring, but then got a little busier during the summer months as the salmon started migrating past the peninsula at Chanonry. And yet again this year there were a lot of visitors on the beach trying to see wild free dolphins. I was down on the beach a few times myself, sometimes with film crews and sometimes to meet WDC supporters and adopters. Great fun as always, especially when dolphins are breaching out the water only a few metres away from where you're standing. I've had good sightings and encounters with all four of our adoption stars this season, sometimes finding them in places that I didn't quite expect, but like Spirit here, up near the Moray Firth was the best place as usual to try and find her, and her year-old youngster, who were often with other family members like Spriggan and Sprite. Seeing Spirit and three of her children in the same area on one research trip was just amazing, especially seeing Spirit hunting and breaching out of the water. I don't get many shots of her doing this. Rainbow has been travelling around the Inner Firth all season with young Sunshine, 3 years old now and looking huge, and I've come across them all the way from the Moray Firth down to the Keswick Bridge at Inverness. As usual, Rainbow has generally been in the company of other local mum and youngster pairs, but every so often she would get a visit from her younger son Indigo. Here they are over near Fort George. You can just see Rainbow's fin tips sticking out the water, with Indigo spy-hopping near his mum. And a great delight during early summer was having Rainbow's oldest son Prism visiting from down the east coast and having a great time catching up with Indigo, Sunshine, Rainbow and some of his buddies that he maybe hadn't seen for a year or two. Indigo himself has been all over the Inner Firth this year. Sometimes he's been easy to find, sometimes not, but whenever I do find him, he's always in the party mood, breaching and chasing buddies, and always with that slightly goofy look that he has, with his top jaw slightly longer than the bottom one. I found him up in the Moray Firth chasing and bow-riding boats with his pals, or hunting out at sea, and then maybe even going to see the huge basking sharks that we have had this season up here in big numbers. Notice the two dolphins in this photo, but the huge dorsal fin in the distance belongs to a fully grown basking shark, 3 times the length of Indigo. Charlie has been brilliant to watch this year. Like his younger buddy Indigo, a bit hard to find sometimes, but when I have come across him, he's either been rocketing around chasing his buddies, breaching out of the water, or catching huge fish, as you can see here, or occasionally escorting some of the ladies up and down the coast. Here he is beside Spirtle and her young son, and I saw him very near Spirit and her youngster as well on one other encounter. A huge thank you to my friends at Dolphin Spirit Inverness for their massive generosity in giving me the jockey seat beside the skipper on the Mischief Rib on many, many trips. And also to Dr. Barbara Cheney and the team from Aberdeen University's Lighthouse Field Station at Cromarty for inviting me out on Dolphin Survey ID trips, and also to my colleagues at the Scottish Dolphin Centre at Spey Bay. Here's Centre Coordinator Kath on the beach photographing dolphins. And although the centre is now closed to the public for the winter, the online shop is still open and packed full of festive season goodies, as yes, it's nearly that time of year again. And of course remember that sending an adoption, either a dolphin, a humpback or an orca, is a perfect Christmas gift too. Well, that's all from me this month. No dolphin update from me as usual in December, but a nice festive one from my lovely head office colleagues. So until next time, thanks again for your wonderful support, and bye for now.